Maschine hier.
Hey! Hey!
Oh my god! Dude, goddamn. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Most adventures are peaceful, but some encounters turn into a nightmare instantly. From fighting off a bear in a rushing river to escaping stalkers near a secret cannibal cave, danger is everywhere. If you were in their shoes, would you make it out alive? A man moved through the Russian taiga, heading toward a trap he and several others had placed to capture wolves, animals viewed as pests because of the danger they pose to livestock. When he finally arrived at the trap, there were no wolves inside. Instead, he was confronted by something entirely unforeseen and far more frightening. The situation quickly became dangerous.
Хороший, ну. Какой сожрет нахуй. Пизда зубы. Я злый. Да убить уже.
The trap had been built for wolves, not for a bear, yet a fully grown, enraged bear was now confined within it. Leaving the animal there was not an option, as it would have eventually died. In the end, the bear was released. There is no clear explanation of how it was done, but quick decisions may have prevented a worse outcome, raising the question of what might have happened if the rescue had failed entirely. This is Josh, the creator of the YouTube channel Josh the Intern, where he documents his travels and outdoor experiences. In the video was uploaded on March 7th, 2025. He travels deep into a forested region in Sri Lanka in search of one of the country's oldest prehistoric caves, Bele Lina, commonly referred to as the Cannibal Cave. The video carries the title "I explored a secret cannibal cave and things go horribly wrong." As Josh moves farther into the forest, two men suddenly step out from the bushes and begin following him. They match his pace, stopping whenever he stops. Before long, they close the distance and start urging him to go with them, claiming there is something they want to show him. Josh begins to feel uneasy and switches on his camera.
I've been joined by some friends. They're showing me around. Very cool.
He tries to stay calm, behaving as if he is only filming the scenery, and continues toward the cave he had worked so hard to reach. Each time he lowers the camera, however, the men once again insist that he follow them to see something interesting. Josh later admits that he felt uncomfortable, but still chose to give them the benefit of the doubt and go along with them.
I think these guys want to show me something. Wow. It was an abandoned house, and they wanted me to go in first. Okay, I'll follow you, after you.
At that moment, from the corner of his eye, he notices one of them starting to move behind him. His instincts take over, and he realizes he needs to leave immediately.
You get one more shot, okay? One more shot. Oh, sorry, I'm just shooting, filming, and doing more. And then I'll come, okay?
Josh calmly pretends to keep filming and slowly backs away toward the exit. He acts as though he is setting up another shot, and when the men are briefly distracted, he decides to move.
I'll come soon, I just want to shoot this. But you go, I'll stay, and then I come later. Okay? Okay.
At first, he walks away at a normal pace, indicating that he forgot something on the trail. Shortly after, he hears footsteps behind him, and that is when he starts running.
All right, guys, so I have made it to safety. I wanted to wait until I was off the isolated road because there's only one way up and one way down to that cave. I ran down that mountain. That's why I'm very, very sweaty.
After reaching a safe location, Josh explains that he intentionally waited until he was farther from the isolated road, pointing out that there is only one path leading to and from the cave. As the adrenaline fades, he is soaked in sweat from running down the mountain. Josh says that during his time traveling in Sri Lanka, He met many kind and welcoming people, but this encounter felt completely different. The way the two men followed him and suggested changing direction raises questions about their intentions. In situations like this, is it safer to continue, or is trusting your instincts and leaving early the better choice? The footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Tacos World in July 2025. In the video, two German YouTubers, Marco and Leon, begin a cross-country road trip from Germany into France. The goal of the series is to document as many abandoned locations as possible, with both explorers dressed in suits and posing as real estate agents, searching for forgotten chateaux and lost properties across France. At the start of the video, they drive through the French countryside for several hours before reaching an abandoned house at around 1 a.m. They park their car outside and walk around the property looking for a way inside. Eventually, they discover an open window and use it to enter the building. Once inside, they express concern about nearby neighbors, since they are inside the house late at night. Because of this, they avoid using their flashlights too openly and try not to draw attention. They carefully explore the interior for nearly 15 minutes and slowly make their way toward the living room. While moving through that area, they suddenly encounter something deeply unsettling.
Mal gucken, ob da drüben die Nachbarn am Fenster stehen. Da ist halt Licht an. Wenn man hier drinnen rumleuchtet.
Guck mal, noch so eine alte Kasse, die praktisch wie eine Schreibmaschine hier.
Jetzt passiert.
Raus, da kommt jetzt einer hier, natürlich. Hat einer gegen die Wand gehämmert. Ja. Der kommt da jetzt noch safe rum.
Wir kriegen jetzt schon Besuch. Hat gerade wer am Fenster geklopft vorne und Leon hat sich zu Tode erschrocken. Wird uns jetzt hier gleich entgegenkommen.
Hello?
Hey, das war wild. Hier ist niemand.
Da hat richtig einer gegengewämst.
Ja, der wollte uns nur einen Schreck einjagen. Hat sich jetzt wieder irgendwo verströlt.
After hearing loud, aggressive banging on a window, the explorers immediately rush out of the room and step outside to investigate. They cautiously approach the window where the noise came from, but after checking the area, they find no one. They return to their car and spend several minutes going back and forth, trying to understand what just happened. During this time, they notice a person standing on the opposite side of the building, quietly watching them from a distance. Later, they suspect this individual may have been a neighbor who saw them inside the house and tried to scare them away by knocking on the window. They eventually decide to leave the location entirely and move on, hoping the next abandoned house will be more peaceful.
Was machen wir jetzt? Kurz gucken? Ja. Na, guck mal, hier ist auch ganz viel Kohle. Das ist alles, also frisch gestapelt nicht, aber das sieht richtig fresh aus.
What? Ey Junge, das ist doch... Also dieser Bereich hier gefällt mir nicht. Oh, mein Herz, Alter.
Man hört Geräusche.
Ich bin schon wieder in den Spinnweben. Ich fühle mich irgendwie richtig unwohl. Aber Junge, guck doch mal das auch, wie die geordnet hier die Sachen stehen. Es ist lost, das war vorne verbarrikadiert und alles.
Ja. Na komm.
Du gehst vor.
Ich gehe vor, okay.
Oder ich mit der Heugabel.
Hello? Hello? Hey, die Tiere. Hier ist der Hausflur, da ist die Eingangstür. Hier ist die Tür zu.
After hearing more noises coming from inside the building, the explorers call out to announce themselves and head toward the source to investigate. During a brief but careful search, they continue calling out and checking multiple rooms. Despite their efforts, they receive no response and find no one. They do come across several rooms that appear to have been used by homeless individuals or squatters, but they avoid making assumptions and continue exploring. The pair then leave that area and head up toward the attic to investigate further. As soon as they reach this section, they once again hear unsettling sounds.
Die Zeitung, Mann. Von wann ist sie? 1979.
Ja. Boah, diese Bilder, ey. Oh, man hörte mal was, ey, es Tropfen und so.
Ja, man denkt, das sind Schritte oder sowas,
Ja,
ne?
ich dachte gerade schwer, es kommt irgendwer. Das Ding ist,
Ja, noch weiterleben.
hier, wir sind von da drüben hochgekommen und hier geht's aber wieder runter. Wahrscheinlich in einen Teil des Hauses, von dem man, ja, wo man nur von hier hinkommt. Aber da ist eine Tür, als wenn sich hier so zwei Häuser einen Dachboden teilen.
Ja, echt unsafe hier.
Ja, guck dir mal. Alter, so ein Geräusch. Ich fühle mich hier mega unwohl. Ich weiß nicht warum. Ich glaube, das liegt
Das
an
ist
der...
krass, warum bist du so anfällig?
Weiß ich glaube, wegen der ersten Location. Irgendwie war mich das jetzt so... Ich habe schon wieder Angst, dass da jetzt irgendwer das Licht irgendwo sieht.
After another series of noises echoes through the building, the explorers have no idea who or what is causing them. Although they attempt to investigate again, the result is the same. They find nothing and grow increasingly uneasy. Considering the situation, along with the fact that it is now nearly past 3 a.m., after a full night of exploring, they decide to end the investigation. They make their way to the exit and safely return to their car without further incident. It is unclear whether the noises and encounters were caused by people nearby or something else entirely. If you were in their place, would you keep searching for answers or leave early to stay safe? A man named Eric was traveling down a highway with his friends beside a forested stretch when they noticed unusual writing along the roadside. Driven by curiosity, they turned onto a long dirt road lined with strange signs, threatening messages, and unsettling dolls. At the entrance, a sign warned that the land belonged to a dangerous witch who was always watching.
What is that?
There's... What? Don't tell me it's here. What the f... Wait, did you hear that?
Was that a dog?
What the hell is this? Oh, it's in Spanish. Wait,
We'll
okay.
translate that for you guys,
Guys,
on the video.
I'm not trying to
Well, I'll do it now.
cuss.
So it says, this land is of a witch, of danger?
Did you hear that again?
Yeah, I think it's a crow. My eyes are looking at you, stay.
Alright, so right off the bat, guys, we got a bunch of dogs here just laying around this fence.
Look, they look burnt. Look at this one. There's no way.
Along both sides of the road, fences were filled with disturbing, broken, and burned dolls. Collecting so many would have required a great deal of time and suggested an unhealthy fixation.
Yo, look. I feel like this is like some voodoo shit. I don't even want to touch him. Can you go ahead and blink if you're haunted? Maybe I could take you with me. Yeah.
At the end of the road, they discovered 3 handmade mannequins dressed in worn, tattered clothing. The sight was deeply unsettling. Deeper in the woods, they came across an abandoned shack that looked less like a shelter and more like a place where someone could have been held against their will. Moments later, they noticed a figure standing in the distance. Frightened, they fled the area, never getting the chance to fully explore the disturbing sight. Places like this are often described online as warnings or folk displays meant to scare people away, but they can also hide real dangers. In a situation like this, would you keep exploring or leave to stay safe? This video was shared by Chris, who runs a paranormal group on Facebook and YouTube known as NKPS Paranormal. Outside of that work, he enjoys spending time camping. Recently, he reported hearing unusual sounds, such as distant howls and snapping branches, and had also captured strange images and clips on his trail cameras. Because of this, he decided to return to the area, set up a campsite, and use some of his equipment to look into what was happening. What occurred next surprised both him and the audience.
Friendly ghost hunter here, Chris. So I've decided to come back here and camp out for you all tonight. All my gear, see what happens. So I'll get back to you after I set the tent and everything up. I do have my pew again tonight with me just in case something goes down. But I'm going to try to get set up inside the tent. And maybe we'll do a walk around here later. I'll get back with you after I get this set up.
Chris finished setting up his tent, went inside, began recording, and started using his gear.
I'm going to give you all a few more minutes. And then we're going to call this quit with this stuff. Then we're going to go out and walk around and see what we can get into, see what we can find. And then we're going to call it a night. Hey! Hey! Jesus Christ. Something just literally jumped on this tent.
Despair.
Who is out there? Alright guys, I'm back out here. I don't see anything. Anybody out here?
Not long after, something suddenly struck the tent with force. He exited the tent to check the area around him, but there was nothing there. Although he is not fully convinced by ghost hunting devices, the timing was unsettling, as his equipment reacted immediately after the impact. Chris searched the surrounding area but found no clear signs of another person or animal. Based on his background and the way the footage unfolds, there is little to suggest the moment was staged or intentionally created for attention. The explanation was left open. It is possible the sound came from wildlife or something moving through the forest, but the timing raises questions. If you were camping alone and this happened, would you investigate further or leave to stay safe? This YouTube creator, Pasha Brill, travels to investigate a strange and unsettling location known as Gramovo, a remote forested zone surrounded by disturbing local stories. According to nearby residents, lightning strikes the area every single day, even when the skies are clear. No one lives there, and tourists avoid it due to numerous strange incidents and unexplained deaths. There is also a cemetery located in the middle of an open field, containing graves belonging to local residents and unfortunate visitors who died in the area. The video was uploaded on December 1st, 2025. The surrounding landscape is filled with scorched trees and burn marks, suggesting that something from above repeatedly strikes the same location. At the center of the field stands a massive boulder, which locals believe is responsible for attracting the lightning. The surface of the stone feels warm, and at its center is a blackened, burned mark, as if something was seared into it. People in the region speak of glowing lights, dry lightning, and even claims of ritual activity taking place there. Pasha sets up his tent beside the stone and chooses to remain there overnight. He turns off his phone, positions a camera, and waits.
Did you hear that? Let's go. Look. A chunk of the rock shattered. It's hot. I think we got it on camera. That was insane. We're not staying for another strike.
A lightning strike hits the rock directly, breaking part of its surface and leaving visible damage. Some believe the repeated strikes may be linked to natural forces or unique geology, while others point to the area's long history of strange events. If you were there and witnessed this yourself, would you trust science or the local legends? Back in 2016, a man headed out with his fishing rod, filming as he walked through a quiet forest near the Kanagawa River in Misaka Town. The footage was uploaded on August 8, 2016, to the YouTube channel M2GATE. He wasn't there to complain about poor luck or empty hooks. He was simply trying to find the right place to cast his line. As he went farther into the woods, the peaceful walk suddenly turned into something he never expected.
こりゃイノブですよ。イノシシサンタクロース。イノがいる。イノシシがいますよ。よいしょ。
Without warning, a bear burst from the trees and charged directly at him. He lost his footing and fell back into the river as the animal grabbed onto his wading shoe with its jaws. Relying only on instinct, he kicked toward the bear's face with his free leg again and again until it finally let go. For a short moment, it seemed like the danger had passed. Then the bear returned, leaving him with no clear way out. He picked up a fallen branch and released a deep, primal shout. The sudden noise startled the bear, giving him just enough time to get away. Somehow, he escaped without any serious injuries. Maybe it was experience, maybe it was luck, or maybe, as people often say, the cameraman never dies. The bear's behavior may have been defensive or a reaction to surprise near the river. If you found yourself in this situation, would instinct alone be enough to save you? In November of 2021, a YouTuber named Dale uploaded a frightening video to his channel, Signs and Signals. His channel focuses on paranormal investigations and regularly features footage of him visiting reportedly haunted locations across North America. In this video, Dale and his friend Dave decide to investigate an abandoned house believed to be haunted. They explain that a viewer had recently contacted them after struggling to sell her home. According to the viewer, she hired renovation workers, but once the work began, the workers started hearing loud banging noises and voices, and claimed that objects were moving on their own. Some workers even reported finding scratch marks on the backs of their necks. Frightened, they ran out of the house and refused to return. With no other options, the homeowner asked Dale and Dave to investigate. The two agreed and traveled to the property to examine the claims. They drove down a dirt road and arrived at the house late at night. Because of the timing, they stayed inside their vehicles at first, watching for any signs of activity. After seeing nothing unusual, they got out and approached the house. Almost immediately, they heard knocking sounds coming from inside.
You hear that, right?
Yeah.
It's just...
Dude, I'm not going in there.
That's like going all around the house.
We really about to go in here, dude? What the f***, man?
Come on, man. God damn.
Dude, come on, man. I know we ain't about to go in here.
I don't know, dude. What were we supposed to do? She said this was like the problem that was going on.
Well, she said there were bangs like this?
Yeah, I mean, she said that the cruise was getting run up by bangs and things moving around and shit. If this is paranormal thing, then we need to have this on camera.
As they moved closer, the knocking repeated several times. Unsure whether someone might be inside, they paused to decide whether to continue or leave. Despite their hesitation, they chose to move forward since investigating the house was the reason they came. As they neared the entrance, they encountered more unsettling noises.
Was that a bird?
Yeah.
Dude, Dale, maybe we need to reconsider this decision. Because
I'm reconsidering going down back them stairs. Because that about broke, dude. I'm going to have to go out the front. I'm not going back down them stairs. I mean, it stopped.
That's that bird, I think.
Like hell. Yo. Anybody in here? We're not the cops. We're just making a video. Yo. Man, dude, this is sketchy. I can't see nothing. Over here.
I can't see anything.
Actually, I can see it.
What do you see?
I don't see nothing. I don't see nobody right here. Ain't nobody right here. Okay. Hey. Yo. Yo. Dude, are you seeing this?
Oh,
what the is that supposed to be? We're not trying to mess up your party. Let us know you're here. Don't pop out on me.
hey, I don't know about this one. I don't know. What the dude?
They cautiously entered the house and discovered a box placed in the center of a circle, resembling what looked like a ritual setup. Uncertain about its purpose, they left it untouched and searched the house for the source of the noises. For several minutes, they checked room after room but found no one and nothing that could explain what they had heard. Eventually, they returned to the room with the box and decided to open it. As they attempted to do so, a sudden loud noise caused them to flee the house.
I don't really know if we should mess with that or not. I'm like...
That woman didn't say anything about some like this. I mean, I'm assuming they used that. I mean, why would it be sitting here?
That's an older candle, right?
I'm shining the light back on it. I don't know. It looks like it's been sitting there a while, though. How long has this been sitting here? It's got a lot of in whatever.
Like, I want to know what's in there.
It's pretty much stuck on there. Like it's the candle has it sealed completely.
Oh my god! Dude, goddamn it! What the dude?
Dale.
Come on now. Hey, yo!
Here.
Dude, shine it in here. What's that, dude? What the was that shit?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my shit! Leave me, man.
While running, a door slammed shut behind them, though they did not realize this at the time. It was only later, when reviewing the footage, that they noticed the door closing on its own. The cause of the knocking and the slamming door remains unknown, as does whether the box was connected to the events, especially since the activity occurred shortly after they interacted with it. The door slamming shut could have been caused by air pressure, shifting structures, or someone else inside the house, but the timing makes it difficult to explain clearly. If you saw a door close on its own in this situation, would you keep investigating or leave right away? The video was uploaded on June 7, 2015. Collins was hunting in the wooded, burl-covered areas of Dillon State Park when he began hearing unusual sounds that did not seem familiar or natural. Uncertain about the source, he took out his camera and started recording. Even after careful listening, the noises are hard to clearly connect to any known animal, which is why the footage quickly gained attention.
I'm looking for tree burrows that I can reach. The thing bad about tree burrows, if they're still in the tree, usually they're ones that are worth cut. I hope I got that on audio, because I don't know what the hell that is. Like that's a, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but that's a big burrow right there, but it's, I'd have to have a chainsaw to get the damn thing off.
At first, the sound was somewhat similar to a monkey. Shortly afterward, it was heard again, this time deeper and far more unsettling.
I'm showing my age now. And there it is again. And I haven't the foggiest clue what the hell be making that noise out here. We don't have wild pigs. We sure shit ain't got no howler monkeys floating around these woods.
Collins was left confused, unsure of what he had just experienced. He could not decide whether it was safer to run or remain where he was. The sound shared some resemblance to a howler monkey, but that explanation does not fit, since the recording was made in Ohio. He later shared the video and asked viewers for their opinions. Many people were unable to provide a clear answer. Some viewers even suggested mythical creatures, including Bigfoot and other cryptids. Regardless of the explanation, the sound alone was enough to make the forest feel unsettling, even in full daylight, which is unusual. What do you think made that sound, and would you stay to investigate or leave the area? In November of 2025, a YouTuber named Chris Hill uploaded a disturbing video to his channel, Urbex Hill. His content focuses on urban exploration, where he regularly records himself visiting abandoned locations, most of them across the United States. In this video, Chris chose to explore an abandoned factory located in a rough part of Cleveland, Ohio. Early into the exploration, he came across two homeless individuals outside the building. Fortunately, they did not appear hostile and seemed mostly indifferent to his presence. Chris kept his distance, left them alone, and eventually entered the factory. Once inside, he first explored the basement, where he did not notice anything out of the ordinary. He then left that area and moved into the main warehouse. While walking through the space, he began hearing noises that sounded like people talking. Curious and concerned, he decided to follow the sounds to their source. During this process, he encountered something unsettling. After realizing the two individuals were inside the building, Chris quickly hid behind several crates. The individuals eventually left the factory without noticing him. Chris later returned to the room where he had last seen them. While checking the area, he found illegal substances and other related items. Understanding that the individuals were likely using these substances and could be under the influence, he decided to leave the building, knowing an encounter could end badly. Before leaving, he placed some money nearby, feeling sympathy for their situation. Later that same night, Chris made the risky choice to return to the factory to explore areas he had not yet seen and possibly check on the individuals if they were still inside.
Tons of shit left behind back here. There's a lot of noise back here too. Oh shit. Oh yeah, somebody's definitely sleeping in here. Look at that.
After discovering a bed inside one of the rooms, Chris suspected that the people he encountered earlier were still present and possibly living there. He then heard a loud bang from the far end of the hallway, confirming that someone was still inside. Although clearly uneasy, he chose to continue investigating and move toward the sound, despite the potential danger.
The hell? There's a homeless person in there. Yeah, I'm good. It's too late in the night to deal with that shit. Yeah, I'm out. It's so dangerous doing this in the middle of Cleveland at night, especially alone.
Once it became clear that people were actively living in the room and reacting to the bright light he was using, Chris recognized the risk he was taking. He immediately turned around and headed straight for the exit. Chris exited the building and did not experience any further incidents. He later explained that leaving was the right decision due to the late hour and the earlier discovery of illegal substances, which made the situation more dangerous. Ultimately, ending the exploration early allowed him to prioritize his safety and avoid a potentially serious confrontation. The sudden noises and reactions suggest the building was actively occupied, making the situation unpredictable. If you realized people were living inside a place like this, would you keep exploring or leave immediately to stay safe? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.